I've played in bands for 1,000 years, and during COVID, Rita came to me and said, Peter, I'm a singer, I need to sing. And they were not playing anywhere, they were not touring anywhere, so she knew that I wrote music all the time, and she said, do you have anything we could possibly do together?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Crossover Deep Dive. Today, I'm back with part 2 with Peter Danish and Rita Harvey.
Thanks for having us.
I am so delighted, and you have just been singing the most beautiful, beautiful songs.
Gosh, thank you.
So, Rita, can I ask you, when you were growing up, who were some of your role models?
Oh my gosh. Growing up, I guess there would be, everybody wanted to sing like Barbra Streisand.
Of course, yes.
I really liked Olivia Newton-John. I kind of looked up to her. Gosh, those two. And then when I got into actual opera, then it became Marilla Freeney and Renee Fleming, people like that who just, glorious. Kathleen Battle, even Beverly Sills. Those were some of my influences, but that's an opera. But then in musical theater, I keep saying, I'm sorry.
There's so many
Yeah,
good
there's so
I get
many.
it, I get it.
But now I do a Linda Ronstadt tribute show, so she's one of my
yes.
favorites.
Yes.
I love singing Joni Mitchell tunes. I have so many different styles of idols, that I listen to that inspired me. So I'm all over the map.
But it sounds like then crossover was really in your bones.
Very much in my bones, always. And I studied opera in undergrad and grad school, but I always was kind of like sneaking over to sing with the jazz band, and wanting to audition for musical theater, not just opera. And, once in a while I get some pushback for that, like, oh, you got to choose, but I couldn't help it. I just wanted to sing everything, and so I did.
And do you make a change when you think about it? Because obviously the set you've done for us here and the set that you'll do for us today, you're using different parts of the voice. So is it a very conscious change to use those parts? Or?
It is a little, yes. It's all the same technique and it's all the same voice. I'm not trying to physically change too much, but but yes, it is a style thing. It's a vowel shape and a style thing where, some of the songs are way more legit, kind of operatic sounding, and then others are much more kind of pop and musical theater kind of sound, and it's just a change in the shape of the vowels, I think.
Okay.
And maybe, making things straight tone and ringing them instead of, all the vibrato. So, it's just a style change, but really it's the same technique and the same voice.
Grounded by the breath and all that.
Absolutely, yes.
Because when you think about what musical theater is doing, we used to have what they call legit, right? Where it's like you used to do West Side Story, all this stuff, very soprano. And then you've done
Phantom. I've done
Phantom
of the
exactly.
Opera, for years, and they hired, real legit trained opera singers for that. And then I did Fiddler on the Roof on Broadway, and that was, they needed some trained legit singers too. But to be versatile and to be able to keep working, I really kind of trained myself to be able to sing different styles too. So I was able to do a show called Next to Normal, which is much more, it doesn't have to be full out rock and roll. Some people do, but
contemporary though.
Contemporary mix kind of thing. And then I'd done a show called Fun Home. It's really right on the edge of legit to mix. It's just, but it's more about, less about having it be a full, rich operatic sound and more just what is appropriate for that story you're telling, and so it starts to lead into more rock sounds and more, just more musical theater, which now contemporary musical theater is leads towards pop a little bit, and just more, it's always just been more storytelling driven, just more conversational so it's not the big warm vowels. It's more just like we're talking now. You just add. It's what I tell my students that I teach a lot of students, and it needs to be, especially if it's going to be musical theater, the way you speak, just sustained, sustain the thought through the phrase, just sustained speech just on pitches, on a melody. So, as long as you, I'm so sorry, I keep saying as long as you are
We're singers
under the
talking
breath,
to singers,
I
we
know,
get it.
like, so you get it. So it's as long as it is supported by the breath and it is in a vibratory, very, what am I trying to say? A very resonant place, and not a muscular, pushing through muscles place, then you're good.
I like what you're saying, like letting the character to inform it, because I think sometimes it's just like, oh, let's do a pop song classically, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You have to find, and Peter and I really kind of worked hard on trying to find exactly what the sound was going to be for this album and the next one. We didn't want to go full ethereal Enya, but we wanted it to be very light and very, and I have a lighter voice, so we wanted it to be very meditative and something that's calm and gentle and soothing. But then gets, I went into bigger, so it ended up tapping into some of my early music kind of voice with a little bit of straight tones here and there, and so it was a lot of fun trying to find the exact vocal quality that we wanted for this.
And can you tell us how you met Peter? Because he told us that you guys, obviously through COVID, you had this connection. Yeah. But how did you guys meet in the first place?
Peter and I have been close friends for a long, long time. He and my husband, Neil Berg, the three of us have just always been very close. He lives not far from me in Nyack. We all live in Nyack. And I think we met at a place called the Runcible Spoon coffee shop right across from where Peter lives. And we just hit it off and have been friends for, I don't want to say how many years. And, he's always helped us out with projects. We've helped him out with projects. And then, yes, during COVID, I was just despondent because there was nothing going on and there was no music to be had and no singing. And, Peter said to me, do you want to just do some demos? I was like, yes, anything. And it just turned into this album and a whole project of all these different ecumenical songs about spiritual things to, just to help people kind of get through the challenging time we were going through. So.
Can you say some of your favorite things about kind of playing off with each other?
It was fun. It was really during COVID. It was just Peter and I in a small studio with masks on and a really nice microphone in his laptop. And we would just say, okay, well, we're going to try this song. And we would just, sing through a phrase or two. And I say, okay, I'm going to add a harmony. And so you don't hear it today in our performance, but in the actual CDs, in the actual recordings, there are many, many harmonies. And I sang all of them. Some of them, they're like, I don't know how many 30 or some voices that he added to, but it was really fun to just improv some harmonies, or we'd find an arrangement, or he'd do an arrangement and he'd say, why don't we try, you singing this note, this bass note, or this harmony. So like the Ukrainian prayer, it sounds like there's a string quartet, but it sounds like there's a 4-portion quintet over the top because I sang all 4 parts. And it was so fun to just kind of hit the sweet spot of the harmonies and say, oh, but then if we can do this, and on the spot, we just figured out arrangements, and then a lot of high fives, and this is great. It was really a fun time to record these things, and really, you feel like we're giving our audience something kind of magical, with the harmonies that he and I came up with. So it was a lot of fun.
And each time you get to perform them, you do it slightly different, which it's also going back to your show background, right? Because you were doing 8 shows a week, and sometimes you went from touring to Broadway production. So you're keeping to grow with that role. Tell us about that. When you were doing something like Christine, how did you grow with that role over time?
Well, whatever role you're doing, any actor needs to find a way to make it fresh that day. Yeah. It can't be just, robotic and, we're doing this again. It has to be brand new discoveries every time because for the audience, that's the first time they're seeing it. Yeah. So, you've rehearsed it many, many times, but maybe that day you're focusing on a different aspect, or it's just so it's a journey of discovery every time. So it's not just we know what's going to happen. It's more that maybe this time she's surprised when he comes through the mirror, or maybe this time she's terrified. And also what's interesting is that sometimes an understudy will go on and change the whole dynamic and the whole energy, and that's a lot of fun and it's exciting. Also, just the feedback you get from the audience, the different energies you get from the audience. Sometimes they're kind of quiet, sometimes they're really into it, sometimes they're feeling spooky, whatever, and you can feed on that. So that every single time, you do it 8 times a week, but every single time it needs to be a fresh new experience, which is really fun for an actor too. You have to live in the moment and not think, if you've been doing it years and years, sometimes people are like, yeah, what am I having for lunch? But that's what you fight against. You fight against those thoughts and be like, stay in the moment, really react to what that other actor is giving you, and what the music is telling you, and the environment and all that. Really react to it so it's fresh and new every time. And that's so much fun for an actor, but it makes it better for the audience. It's the only way to get through it.
I'm sure, especially in the 2-day,
right?
Two shows.
Show day, yeah.
So let me just ask you this to wrap up. So obviously on this performance, you have things from your old album, but you also have a new album coming out. So what's next? When can we expect this new album?
Oh gosh, we got to talk to Peter. We have it ready to go in the can. We're talking to record producers, and hopefully soon. I hope very soon. It's a lot of. I think we're going to call it evening prayers. There's a lot of lullabies on this one.
Beautiful.
And I think you're going to hear one of them today also.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, everyone, please sit back and enjoy the beautiful music of Rita Harvey and Peter Danish.
This next song was actually recorded on our next album, and it is accompanied by a string quartet that are actually friends of Peter's, and they recorded it just outside Kyiv in the Ukraine right after the war started. They were hiding in their basement. So the recording is of the string quartet, and this is called A Prayer for Ukraine. It is also, we made a video of it, and it is how we were discovered by Crossover Magazine. So thank you so much.
Боже, gently, dream of visions, oh, so fair. I will hold you and enfold you. Close your eyes now, go to sleep. Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels, God will send thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. I, my loving vigil keeping all through the night. While the moon her watch is keeping all through the night, while the weary world is sleeping all through the night. O'er thy spirit gently stealing, visions of delight revealing, breeze a pure and holy feeling all through the night. Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. All through the night.
This song was based on a poem by Rumi. How old is this poem? It's 13th century poet. Wonderful words. One of my favorites.
I am so small, I can barely be seen. How can this great big love be inside of me? I am so small, I can barely be seen. How can this great big love be inside of me? Look at your eyes, they are very small, but they
This next number was based on a poem written by the great opera star, Stephanie Blythe. Stephanie just lost the love of her life, Big D. And Stephanie, this is going out to you, and Big D, you're in our hearts.
Sing, sing something softly. Sing, sing something loud. Sing, sing something deftly. Sing, sing something proud. Sing, sing something gentle. Sing, sing something true. Sing, sing something powerful. Sing, sing something blue. Sing, sing to one person. Sing, sing to the throng.